Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo.
Hello.
And Yvie Cahill.
A good day.
A good day to you. How are we all doing?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah?
Doing fine. Yeah.
We're gonna
I
watch.
saw
starting
Wicked
to-
yesterday.
Oh, you
How
saw
is it?
Wicked.
Oh, really good,
Is
actually.
it really good? Did they say
I was-
no, you can't sing? At the
What?
beginning of it?
Oh,
Did they say
yeah.
you can't
They
sing?
did. They did. Yeah. And I was like, thank God, because I
Oh.
can't deal with people doing that. Like, I'm here to hear them, not you. So
Yeah,
please. Shh.
Les Mis, when Les Mis came out a few years ago, the gal that I went with is a huge Les Mis fan. And she sang through the whole frigging thing. And it was just like, oh my God, this is not happening. At least she sang
You
well.
do that at home.
Yeah,
Right.
Do it in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it during a live performance.
That's right.
I haven't actually seen the movie yet, but I have seen the
Wicked?
musical several times. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So-
Several times in Perth?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I saw it once in Perth and once in Melbourne.
Melbourne?
This is going back years and
Okay.
years.
I've
and
seen it
years
on
and years and
Broadway.
years.
I was supposed to go see it with my dad, but my dad, being my dad, sadly, stuff got in the way and he didn't come. So
You
I was
didn't
very
go with
sad.
anybody?
I was going to go on my own because I was like, these
Oh.
are expensive and I've got to commit. And then
Ah.
Faye last minute cancelled her plans that she had and came with me. So that
To
was
the-
Oh,
To the
good. I'm glad
movie.
you could go.
to the
Okay,
movie.
good.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
but it was good. Good day.
I just had
So-
Michael Shanks on. Go and check it out. It speaks for itself. We went for an hour.
Go
Go
and
check it out
33
after
minutes.
this.
Yes, go check it out after this. Evie, anything by you?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay.
We're speedy today because
But
David's got plans.
I've got plans. Yeah. So,
Yes.
bad example.
Bad examples.
You guys ready for bad example?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Nicole, you ready to have a look at it?
Yeah.
Let's open her up.
I've already got it. It's an amazing drawing. I'm not saying what it is till everyone
Oh, I
gets it.
got it.
It's so good.
Absolutely.
It's so
Oh,
good.
that's
It's,
really good, Evie.
Evie, that's so good.
Wow.
Can the audience see it? They got it?
They can.
Okay.
They
That
can.
is I love that Evie chose that episode in particular. That makes me smile. That's really good.
Do you not know of the Great Pelops?
Yes.
Jean Diata got it. Brief candle. That's
Indiana.
it. Well done.
Evie
I
chose one of my
love it.
favorites and one of the ones that you hate. Is it because I've been
an
sad
artist.
lately, Evie? You were like, let's cheer
You picked
Nicole
the
up.
right one here.
Oh,
You are an
no,
artist.
I
That
am-
is so good.
Yeah.
You know, look at her little breasts.
I just thought it would be fun to do an episode that I absolutely hate but you love. So
It's a beautiful episode. It's great to draw, clearly.
That's
So
true.
there we go. Evie, I'm not gonna lie, that's our best bad example in terms of like
That's really good.
artistry.
I love the like
Aw,
purple
thank you.
swirlies of what
Yeah,
might
the
remind them of the
drugs.
70s.
yes,
So-
it was supposed to be kind of psychedelic, but
That's
it was
it.
getting late
It was
into the
perfect.
evening and I was just like, oh, just squiggles will do.
Oh,
You're
geez,
good. That
that's
was very
good.
impressive.
I
All right.
appreciate that.
So
Thank
we
you.
are going to watch Allegiance and Cure today.
Yes.
Do you guys have these episodes ready to go?
We do done doodle.
Do done doodled?
Doodle
done doodle
Oakley
dee.
dokley. Toodly doo.
Let me just move my screen here and then I will set up Allegiance.
Where's the episode?
Yay.
Episodes. There we go. Yeah.
All right, yep, ready to
Right. They're playing Frozen in the other room. Can you guys hear it?
No.
go. No.
More singing along.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Pretty good.
Okay, for our season 6 episodes, we do not have the MGM logo, Roaring Lion, at the beginning. If you have that, skip past it because we're all starting at the first shot of the episode. All right, gang. I'm set here. All ready to go.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's
Allegiance
do this thing.
In 5, 4, 3. My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Yvie.
Hello.
And this is the Wormhole Extremists. We are the Wormhole Extremists. We are rewatching Allegiance. There's good old Doc Fraser.
Yes.
Nice to see you. It's been a
Triaging.
while.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's just made a bit of a goof
Oh.
because
Already?
in the in the Air Force they actually call them medics, not Corsman
corpsmen?
or whatever she called him. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Alrighty then.
I was going to say as well that this gentleman, and I hope I don't pronounce his name wrong,
Is
Kimmy
Barber.
Ray Smith,
Yeah.
as Oka. So this is actually Kimini's second Stargate episode, though you wouldn't know it. He actually previously appeared as an unnamed Madrona guard in the background of Touchstone. And his connection to the franchise does run deep. He'll later appear in Atlantis as Dr. Lindstrom, and he serves as Rambo's son Frank's stunt double across the first 2 seasons.
And the other actor, the Jaffa, played Barber briefly before he was incinerated in
He did.
The
he
Light.
ran into the thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, I was gonna bring that up later. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He did make a very brief but memorable appearance in that particular
Doesn't
episode.
Lindstrom die by yeeted into space via Wraith virus? Is that the one?
I think so, yeah.
Good times.
Rodney helped me,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, whoa, traumatizing.
I think this is the only time where a staff blast or a weapon translates through the gate and injures someone on the other side, other than the Salish arrow.
So it just makes me think about
yes.
how bad they are at aiming. Just stormtrooper aim. So good.
Oh yeah, but they got him.
It was effective. So we are introduced to Peter Stebbings as Malik. So this is his first of 2 consecutive episodes.
Yes.
And interestingly, Peter has the unique distinction of appearing in 2 different television series within Cheyenne Mountain Complex, like both Stargate and Jeremiah.
Yes.
And his role in Jeremiah united him with several Stargate stars, including Alex Zahara, Terrell Rothery, and Michael Adamthwaite. And he was also on Murdoch Mysteries for quite a while.
Lockwatcher said the opening scene looked like something from ER.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did.
I will say we got some tasty looking Tok'ra today. They are some handsome men. Just gonna point that out.
Oh yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
They're not going to hire ugly actors unless it's a very specific situation. Like, okay,
That's
we need a
true.
Steve Buscemi type.
The thing is with Stargate is I feel like they've always hired people that are like attractive, but not like, like a Hollywood A-lister attractive.
Yeah.
Like there's not loads of plastic surgery. I can kind of look at most of the people and just be like, yeah, you're like
All
hot in a normal
natural.
way. Yeah, it's nice.
So I was going to say that I kind of thought it was intriguing that Malik sort of seemed unaware of the Rebel Jafar's growing numbers. He made a comment on it.
Yeah.
So I think this raises questions about the Tok'ra's intelligence network. That are they working with outdated information, or have they become so focused on their own front of the war that they've kind of lost sight of their potential allies?
A good observation. I think that they're I don't think that they're great at what they do. I think they rely too much on certain avenues of information, and then they're surprised when other things happen. It's like, oh yeah, there is a world, there is a universe outside of our intelligence bubble.
Out there. Yeah, exactly.
They live in holes in the ground.
They really do. They really do, like figuratively and physically. So this episode apparently picks up several months after The Warrior and connects several key moments in Stargate history. You'll hear callbacks to Divide and Conquer from Sam. Jacob references the events of Abyss, and we get mentions of In the Line of Duty from Jack Tilk and Dr. Frasier.
Real big throwback.
And this episode marks the first ever meeting between 2 major allies, Braytak and Selmak.
Oh no, it's so good.
This is the first, isn't it?
So exciting.
Yes.
That's right.
This is a cool funeral. This is how I would want to go.
So this is like the first time that we see the Stargate used in like a burial ceremony. So yeah, it like disintegrates the fallen warriors
Of a
in
dead
dignified
person.
send-off. Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's kind of poetic, really, because like the Stargate's vortex, it's like a gateway to countless worlds for the living, and now it's like a final doorway for the fallen. It's kind of like a bit poetic.
It's magical, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a Stargate fan, I want this to be like made real, so that like this is how my funeral goes. We deserve it.
Yes, we deserve it.
And they're gone. That's it.
It's pretty fast, isn't it?
No
long,
fuss.
yeah, no long dramatic burning or anything. Like,
Yeah. We now resume. You're atomized.
Yeah, exactly.
Ashes to ashes.
So if you watch in the background of these wider shots, a lot of the Jafar warriors don't have symbiote pouches.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they were all covered
Um,
up.
no, that there's
And
some
some
gentlemen
shirtless
in the
ones.
back there just with the pants on
Just
below the belly button and you can't see
it
anything.
wouldn't have taken more than,
You
just
could just
a
paint an X.
Sharpie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sharpie, yeah.
That's it. That's all it would have
Do what the
taken.
other guys did, like with their foreheads, just sharpie it.
That's right.
So this is Link Baker as
Mhm.
Artok. So he continues his unfortunate tradition on SG-1. His character tends to meet dramatic ends. As you mentioned, he was Lieutenant Barber in The Light.
Wow.
I'm really bothered about the fact that he took Jack's money on the bet and then like lost the money in the vortex. You know, like
Oh,
damn.
money was disintegrated too? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hands him the money because he lost a bet with Daniel about Sam.
Interesting. Okay.
And so I was like,
Well, that's $50 you're never gonna get back.
exactly.
No, not at all.
Oh boy.
So when I
here
was
we
younger, I was
go.
really excited about this because I was so excited to see these two kind of trying to figure it out. I'm still upset with how this all goes, but I get it.
Mm.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Symbiote superiority.
Well, like the irony is painful because they're fighting over who's fought longer and harder instead of honoring those who fought beside them. You know, like they're
Yeah.
literally well, they were at like a ceremony when this started
Mhm.
up.
But
This is
also
the
who
first
fought
time we've.
longer and
You go ahead.
No, go.
No, you're more relevant.
who fought longer and harder. It's like the
Yeah.
Jafar have been enslaved for so long that they haven't had the chance, you know?
This is the first time we've seen Alpha Site, isn't it?
Are you
I
right?
don't. I don't think we've been there before.
I feel like you're right. And I don't like that. Really?
Maybe. I mean, it's like been mentioned, maybe in
It's
passing.
definitely been mentioned. Yeah, as far back as 201. But yeah, this is the first time we've actually seen it.
See, look at these
Mastaba.
guys. Like, are they supposed to be Jafar?
The black band is supposed to cover up their symbiote pouch.
Yeah, I guess they
But
just
it's, they're
when
it's
they're
riding
moving
way
around
too
on the
low.
fall.
Yeah, it is too low.
Need some belts on there.
So, I was going through some fan responses on Reddit, as I tend to do, and someone pointed out that this particular heart-to-heart between Jack and Jacob stands out as quite a powerful moment between two, like, current and former military leaders. So, Jacob kind of acknowledges the Tok'ra arrogance and validates Jack's trauma with the whole Kanan incident.
Yeah.
While Jack makes it clear that his respect for Jacob does still remain intact, and sort of what begins as like a conversation about their differences evolves into a moment of like genuine understanding between two men who've grown this like mutual respect, from mutual respect to a true friendship that has sort of outgrown their shared connection with Sam.
Yeah.
This is one of my
Is
favorite
this the-
scenes from.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
he's about to say the line
Beautiful.
about the every time the Tok'ra died, it was at the end of like a Jafar's staff weapon.
Yeah.
So that's where like the beef comes from, especially.
Oh, for sure. It makes
is such a
total
powerful
sense.
moment.
It
Yeah.
does. It's a very powerful imagery, but you can understand it.
Yeah. See, this is the thing I don't like about Jack, is he says that, and it makes me so upset because he's so unwilling to
He
compromise.
he can be a bigot. I mean, look at how he
Yeah, a
reacts
little
to
bit.
the Unas and the Beast of Burden. Yes, I've seen the cave drawings.
Yeah.
Dogs sniff each other's butts and they're friends for life. He is a product of the Cold War.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna like Ruskies. you
Well, this is
know?
why I don't. Oh, here we go. So good. So
Yeah.
good. Such a
Yeah.
powerful
True.
line.
2,000 years. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
It is. Yeah, this is why I like people there's like a whole argument against like boomers and like them being not very aware of like how life's progressing and how the world is today. And I'm like, well, you
Yes.
got to cut people some slack, because older generations and people being raised in a certain household with other generations of stuff, it's always going to be, you're going to have different people come out, different products of different eras and lifestyles, and it's just going to happen.
Yeah, they went through some stuff as well, especially early
Yeah.
boomers. Like that's post-war, so
Yeah.
they probably had to listen to a lot of like, you know, I guess racism probably from their parents who
Oh,
went
for
yeah.
through
sure.
the war.
Yeah. So I can understand Jack's approach. It makes me sad, but you know what though? I will say it is refreshing for a show to be so forward thinking in so many ways and still have characters be like this because they're still human, and that's very important.
Mhm.
Balance. Not today.
Trouble in Paradise, folks.
Uh-huh.
Roger did say, I think this is the first time we see the alpha sites. That's cool.
There is my answer.
Oof. They should have, like, you know, better security on this.
Mm. Sabotage.
Lockwatch actually meant something that I found, like, I was thinking about actually. So he said when things are vaporized, they are converted to something else. Brackets cannot destroy matter. So I would suggest hold your breath. So
Well-
because earlier they said breathing around the gate, you're just gonna get vaporized.
Matter is just transformed. It's you can't
Yeah.
like erase it. So it's just
Yeah. What does it
transformed
transform
something else.
into? Is what I
Energy.
wonder. Yeah.
So Jonas has like 3 lines or something in this entire episode. I kind of feel bad for him.
I
but
forgot
he's
maybe
outside.
Corin had something going on.
I hate to say it, I didn't really notice the lack of Corin until just now, and that makes me sad. But to be honest, there are episodes where I don't even notice Jack is missing until someone points it out. So, you know. I think that's just Stargate, you know. I'm just so used to seeing people zip in and out that I'm like, oh yeah, they're not there for this episode. Oh yeah, that's why, you know.
Well, I guess it means that the other supporting characters are like doing an excellent job of filling that gap, so you don't even notice, which
Yeah.
is, you know, like it's kudos to the cast and crew.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be having this chat.
In short.
Oh, I forgot. That's why. If they leave, then whoever's the Ashrak in this case will
Yeah.
report the coordinates.
Uh-huh.
What's ironic is this is probably an episode that in most cases I would love, because I always talk about I love when people are trapped episodes, because it makes people have conversations and get to know each other.
Well, Cabin
But with
Fever
this
happens
one,
very
you know,
seriously, very quickly.
Yeah.
So
I like it, you know, but I think this episode is one that I enjoy it less, and I think that's just because I'm bitter about the outcome. Because instead of like helping repair the relationship by bringing them together with the cabin fever going the positive way, it goes in a negative way. So
Yeah. So there's kind of a layer of personal tension here that makes the situation, I think, especially difficult for both Jack and Sam. Like they each carry traumatic experiences with the Zaytag machine
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Tok'ra blending, which I think adds like another complex dimension to like what's already a very volatile situation. But they kind of just brush
100%.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do really wish there was a bit more of a callback to their relationship in this moment, because like that was such a pivotal part. Would have been nice, but it's okay.
I mean, they agreed to leave it in the room, so.
They did, I know.
Mm.
It's fine, it's whatever.
My dad does that. No, thank you.
It's like, I don't know.
To be passive aggressive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, hilarious. My nan loves asking rhetorical questions as her level of being passive aggressive, and
Obi.
she's full of them.
Yeah, Obi.
What are in those canisters? Milk? What is that?
Coffee, just lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
It's probably just water.
I would like for it to be coffee. I'd like for everyone to be caffeinated. I don't
Maybe
know
it's
why.
like Kool-Aid or something.
Just wait for the guy to bust out. Oh yeah, he just jumps straight out. Yeah, that's just not right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh. See, look, now the Jafar are being unreasonable, and Jack's like, get over yourselves, guys.
Oh,
No,
shoot.
he has some. I mean, he does have some good observations.
I love Jacob's
Yeah.
reaction. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair.
Yes, Braytac. I am shook that it's taken this long to get our Stargate dads in the
No,
room
seriously, yeah, because
Mhm.
they operate nearly completely different spheres. Tok'ra
Yeah.
stories and Jaffa stories.
Yeah.
So-
So
together. But
I
they're
have a
like
bit of a
so cool together.
bit of a personal confession. So in my house, there's like two Stargate quotes that get repeated constantly.
Oh no.
It's Malik's synthesized Colonel O'Neill, like from a second ago.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
And also bow before Neonac.
Kneel before
Really?
Neonac.
Yeah, kneel before Neonac.
Oh jeez, that's funny.
Is that what you say to Adam when like you've made him dinner?
No, we literally just say it randomly
Just
to
randomly?
each other every now and then.
Beautiful.
So, I was gonna say that every time I watch this episode, I have like just like an interesting reaction to the name Ocker.
Oh, Ocker. It's
Sorry.
an unusual word, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in Australia, Ocker is actually a slang term for someone who speaks with a very broad Australian accent and has a
That's
rough, unpolished
right.
manner. So,
Yeah, I
So
learned
yeah,
that
it's
at the
exact
same
same.
time I
It's
learned
spelled the
about
same.
Norks.
Norks.
What are
don't know
Norks?
that
What's an
one.
Ocker? Norks are breasts.
Oh.
You don't know
I've
that?
never-
It's Australian slang.
No. It might
There are
be
some
maybe
British
on
slang
the
words
East
I don't listen to.
Coast. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have different slang.
Oh, interesting. Well, Bob's your uncle. She'll be apples.
Giangiara said, I thought they were cans of rice. That's a lot of rice.
That's a
you
lot
need
of
water
rice.
for that rice.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's probably only like 2 cups of rice. That stuff expands and multiplies when you cook it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very convincing. That almost sounded like a
No.
question at the end.
Mm.
Also, Nicole, because I
Yeah.
assume David doesn't have the sound on. In a
Yeah.
second, you'll hear a voice that says, "Yes, sir." I'm pretty sure it's Peter DeLuise, but
Entirely
I'm gonna
possible.
Put it louder.
no, it's already been. It was
Yeah.
Jack asking to put Artok into a holding cell, and you hear this,
Oh,
"Yes,
just
sir."
there. I heard something there. I
Yeah.
just couldn't tell if it was him or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It sounds like Peter DeLuise.
I'd like if it was. If they just had him, they recorded it one day and it's random audio. They just pulled back in and just got me up. So I
Maybe,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, like he did write and direct this episode,
Mhm.
so
He could just be out there yelling. Yeah.
Wasn't the
Well, yeah, I
rationale
don't
because
think
he
he
wanted
appears.
him dead that it went a little red? But he didn't.
It's possible.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he's
I
not
don't know
found
if they
there's an
actually
Ashrak.
explain it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah, it's like our lie detectors, you know.
Uh-huh. They are fallible.
Can't
Yeah.
completely trust it.
Yeah.
It's like you have a jury and everything.
I watched Juror number 2 last night, Clint Eastwood's
Mhm.
final film. It was excellent.
Oh,
I loved
I
it.
haven't seen it, but I saw it available there,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I didn't know he like stopped doing I didn't realize he had like a cutoff point for like
He's
oh, wait, that was
94.
my last film.
I was gonna say he's
That
in
makes
his
sense.
90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. So he's saying like
Mhm.
life is difficult for the Tok'ra. It's like hang on to your hat, Malik, because things are about to get a lot worse.
That's it.
Oof. Cool X-ray though. That
It is
looks really
very cool.
That's a Gould.
Yeah, big brain.
Looks like they're just laying on the brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alongside the spinal column, like they're
Yeah.
just chilling out.
You would see that thing in your head. Wait, where is it going? Under the skull? I mean, I guess so.
I think it's going under the
So-
skull.
yeah, I'm
yeah.
assuming that just like, you know, that there's not much room for give in there, but I feel
Right.
like maybe smushes itself down a
Yeah,
bit for a
your
bit.
brain gonna like. I guess it can flatten itself like a mouse or anything else. So yeah,
I assume it'd have to, otherwise how's it going to fit anywhere?
that's my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reality is it doesn't have to because it doesn't exist. So.
If they didn't give the Gould bones, then they could easily have done that and been like, "Yep,
that's
bone
true.
squishy."
Uh-oh.
Shimmering Victoria's back with Tiny Terrell! Exclamation mark.
Tiny Terrell.
Hi, Shimmering
it's
Victoria.
true.
I love her. Well, now he's dead, so who's the culprit now?
Sowing dissent. Dissent is being sowed.
So why is the Ashrak doing this again? Like, do we know why?
He's trying to divide and conquer.
And that's literally the reason.
Yeah.
He's not
He's
trying to get
sowing
off the planet.
dissent between the allies.
Just planting that seed of doubt.
Yeah. The Romulans did the same thing with Earth and Enterprise.
If he had just killed like one side and then buggered off, then they would have been like, yeah, you know, the Jafar did it, and then they would have been at war. But because they killed a second guy, they biffed it completely.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
That's why I got asked. I was like, I swear that's the reason, but like, it's silly. 'Cause why would you do it like this? And now he's still trying to blame the Jafar, but it's just too suspicious. It's just too suspicious.
Yeah.
You know, I would sit there and go, "Oh, it's a third party."
The Tok'ra have staff weapons. I forgot they do occasionally use them, but they're mostly Zat people.
Yeah,
they are Zat people.
Yeah, they are Zat people. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. This is a very dramatic scene, and even though it's like set up, you know, deliberately and it's very obvious, it's still cool. Like nothing's natural about the way they're standing, but I like it.
No.
It's very dramatic.
It works for the visuals.
So you'll actually hear Zat weapons opening, but you won't see them.
Yeah.
And apparently this was a sound effect choice to cover the fact that there weren't enough prop weapons for all the actors.
Amazing.
In the front of them, though, have the front ones actually, you know, do a air thing.
Yeah.
You know, but
cover them up.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are also closed.
They sure are.
Yeah.
These two sides have been warring for thousands of years.
Yeah, this was bound to happen at some point. So the footprints only appear this one time in this episode. So like either the assassin learned to levitate or like someone in continuity had a busy day.
Oh, fair point. Yeah. You're being played, boys. I got that in stereo.
I like that Braytak is like doing the tracking thing again, you know, just throwback to season 3.
Yeah, he has like spidey senses.
Yeah. He's got such good instincts. I love it.
He does. He really does.
He's been around a few rotations. Look at the Stargate and the framing of that shot. I love Deloise's framing. The Stargate is always there.
Yeah.
It's a character.
It is.
Yeah, this episode's good for like the drama, but it is very silly that the thing was killing both sides, literally. Also, in some ways, I'm like, you should have just like had the Tari like pin it on them a bit harder. You know, if you pinned it on them harder, then it would be like they're the biggest ally that anyone could have. They're the one trying to unite everyone. Take out a member of SG-1 while you can, or try. Oh, Canada.
Yeah, I know, right?
Same batch of trees over and over again, I'm assuming, to a degree.
Well, there's some mossier ones. This is more like the ones from Dead Man's Switch. You
Yeah.
can tell what parts of kind of the GVRD they're in. Lots of lichen. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, look, all 3 of them are down. Oh, look at that.
Well,
You
it's
can't make
like,
your excuses anymore.
exactly.
That's it.
It looks like the Ashrak is going for some kind of hat trick. He's like
Yeah.
on the beach.
It's so silly because it's like, bro, like at least knock 2 out and go have the other one running so that, like, you know, blame it on them. See, what a silly Billy.
They're very pale.
Yeah, they are very pale.
Uh-oh. Where are the turs when you need them? You need to break out the turs.
The Turs.
Turs.
I've always called them a tur.
The tur.
So I think it's interesting that these groups can't seem to agree on anything except apparently their universal understanding of Earth military hand signals.
Oh gosh, what a good point.
Don't you think?
And Malik's
I
like,
hope they
oh,
were
okay,
good.
yeah, I got it. It's like, what?
I hope they were given some sort of like rundown on tactics from the humans
I
before.
They were given like a
Suspect, yeah.
laminated sheet. Like
I
a
really-
laminated
yeah.
sheet, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, we've probably gone into combat with these people before. We
It's
would
better for
all
them to know.
share a method of communication with them long into our relations with them at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised
like-
at all that we've picked.
I like to
something.
think the laminated sheets are like on the back of the door of the toilet. So like when you go pee, like
you
it
can
gives you time to-
practice.
yeah, so you can just pay
Yes, I
attention
love
and
that.
Yeah.
because what else are you gonna
So-
do? They don't got phones.
Hold it with one
So-
hand and practice your gestures with the other, I guess.
Yeah, while you poop.
Oh, so several fans have noted a parallel between this episode and Predator. So both feature an invisible hunter stalking its prey through a wooded area, complete with like thermal vision and advanced weaponry. And a
Was that
fun
also filmed in Canada?
coincidence, Vancouver
Yes! Oh my
would
god!
also later serve as the filming location for the Predator in 2018.
Amazing.
right,
Look
yeah.
at that. It's like I knew. I didn't. I'm very proud. I could smell that you were teasing me toward there. I was like, oh, the fun facts must be leading this way.
Okay, so
Oh, here we go. Here's the slow
This is
shot.
very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it's good. I was going to say Malik here. In
Yeah.
Australia, we would say he's a stunned mullet. So basically that means shocked or dazed. So I think in this variation, it's a stunned Malik.
Stunned
Yeah.
back. Oh, there's O'Neill finally.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot Braytac, he just ran. Like the way he looked at him and he tried to like, let
Yeah.
go of his weapon as
Yeah.
best as he could so he wouldn't shoot him. That's nice. But he could have tried to finish him off, but then if he finished him off, then he would really be dead. So
Ugh,
Yeah,
they're always
that's-
jumping to that conclusion,
That's an
aren't they? the
assumption,
Tok'ra?
yo. He was dragged off. He is gone. Oh boy. here
Teal,
we
calm
go.
down. Oh, this is my favorite part.
Oh, absolutely. This is a great.
So
This
funny.
is
though.
the land. We don't need any of your help, Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this part with Jack. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. So someone on Reddit pointed out that Jack's delivery here was very similar to Gene Wilder's famous like unenthusiastic "stop, don't" from Willy Wonka. It has
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that exactly the
Yeah.
same like
Exactly.
sarcastic tone. Which is why I wore my Gene Wilder brooch today.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Flash that when we finish this.
I will.
I like the fact that Jacob glared at him a bit like, you serious? So he had to go calm Teal down.
It
And
takes
then
several
Sam
minutes to
glared
choke
at
someone to
him as
death.
well.
So it could
Yeah.
have been a while. Yeah,
What a bad way to go.
totally.
Like it's long and annoying.
Just
Ugh.
awful. Yeah.
Make it quick.
Annoying. Long and
Yeah, like
annoying.
imagine you're just there with someone stronger than you choking you out. It's like I literally can't do
Yeah.
anything except just experience this till the end. Ugh, you know? Not fun.
They're talking about flush toilets over in the chat over here.
What happened in the? This wasn't me. I saw toilet briefly before I ever brought up toilets, so I
Yeah,
know it
Roger
wasn't
Luther,
me.
some prisons do have flush toilets. Yeah, every prison that I know of has flush toilets.
They should. That's a human like demand, isn't it? Otherwise,
Mm.
you
well,
know,
I
ew.
mean, outhouses, so and such. Raj Luthra, if you could email me, please, at dialthegateshow@gmail.com. I would appreciate it, Raj. I don't have your email address, so if you could email me, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Blue Light Special, aisle 7.
It's like a public service
Yeah,
announcement.
Raj Luthra, come to the front desk, please. Raj Luthra, come to the front desk. I'm sure he's going, what the hell?
Oh, you can see her face just like
Yeah.
light up with the excitement.
That's all I need.
Okay, so here's another interesting like predator parallel. So Jacob's line, if you can see it, you can shoot it, is very similar to if it bleeds, we can kill it from Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a song online, I think done through AI. If it bleeds, we can kill it. And it goes on for a couple of minutes, but that's the chorus line.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yes. So,
Oh,
so
I'll have to find
YouTube,
it.
if
That
it
sounds
bleeds,
funny.
we can kill it.
Mm.
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
Do it now.
Get to the chopper.
No.
Why was that so accurate?
That was so
I've been
good.
practicing for a number of years.
I just imagine David in the mirror every morning, trying it out. Getting
All
his
right,
That's
first
anyway.
line.
hilarious.
Hey, Allegiance.
So it's
Yeah,
Among Us
and
the
also
game.
the Ashrak is like literally listening in this whole time.
Mhm.
Have
He's
you
just
like
standing on the outskirts.
played Among Us, guys? It's the one where like you're on a ship going through space. There's one guy going around killing everybody, and he's trying to
Oh,
like
yeah.
incite everyone like attacking each other. I can't hear Among Us anymore without thinking of that.
The
Okay,
ammo
so-
that they went through for this episode was
Oh,
considerable.
yes. Yes, I was going to go through that in a
They
sec.
have a budget for like allocated per season, and
Uh-huh.
I think
That's right,
Rick really went through it like he went through in Forever and a Day. So he just kind of went to
Yes, he
town.
did.
Who's your daddy style?
Absolutely. So, I have 2 questions about gate security. So, why not install an iris like the one at the SGC, or even simpler, just remove a control crystal?
Mm.
But I mean, like, I guess, like, I mean, yeah. So, like, disabling the DHD might have been technically simpler, but I guess having like reluctant allies guard the gate together serves like a greater purpose.
I think they're wanting to draw him in.
Yeah.
yeah, but still. I mean, they could have done it without him noticing. Oh, he may have seen it though.
Mm.
Look at that. We found a way to make it make sense. Throwback. Yeah, so
Anubis has more technology.
yeah.
Mhm. He certainly does.
And also, all the ghouls have been like doing stuff for a while anyway, and all they do is nick stuff from each other. So, you know, you got ancient knowledge, you got more Gould stuff you nicked off people. Spruce it up a bit.
I do love the Ashrak nod in this episode. The continuity of the show, is really a powerhouse.
They don't just forget
Oh,
about it.
Absolutely.
No, they
is.
don't.
Sometimes they kind of do.
Sometimes they do forget things, and other times it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we're going back to season 2, episode 2.
I mean, it'd be kind of boring
Ashraks.
if they just constantly like brought up stuff from the past that kind of fell a bit flat.
Yes.
So certain ideas, yeah, bring it.
Faux show.
So the high-tech looking device that Sam is using apparently is a repurposed telephone operator's console.
Well, there you go. Kit bashing.
Logwatch said, of course, the Turco may have a special toilet making crystal. Turco toilets. Imagine how sharp that would
Absolutely.
be. I would not want to sit on that.
Well, like their chairs, has a point to the top. I sold those
Absolutely
chairs
not.
through PropWorks, and let me tell you something. If I was on a second story somewhere and there was no rail and I was near one of those things, I was always a little nervous because if you fall on one, you're not going to get up too quickly.
No. I can't imagine.
God.
God, look at all this waiting.
Oh,
Oh.
the silence and the stillness is really good though.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Raspberry says, I'm amazed the blowing dust and smoke does not show where the Ashrak is. Yeah, I mean,
It's true.
a lot of dirt
Yeah.
and stuff everywhere. I
Imagine
would say
having
just
to
start
fling
shooting there, but
yourself.
ugh.
I
Yeah,
know.
not easy.
Doing like, yeah. Oh, that dude like did like a full spin.
Yeah. Just knocking folk.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh
Knocking folks
see, that's why you
down.
no.
don't start randomly shooting. Jack's got the right idea. Like, there's no one over there. Shoot away.
Come on, break out the turs.
I would just hit the deck and start like slugging it toward them. Lockwell just said, "Here comes Rambo."
Rambo, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Jambo over here. Yeah, you can go anywhere with it.
Imagine
Yes.
you're 1500 years old being given orders by someone who is
50 something.
48, 52,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I think he's in his
That'd
50s
be
by this point
tough
already.
to swallow.
Yeah. That's why in a lot of ways, like age is kind of just a number because like people say that like age like breeds wisdom, but not everyone. You know, some people are still, silly
Oh, sure.
as they get older. If anything, with the Tok'ra, age just bred stubbornness. They're incredibly
did.
stubborn.
Yeah.
That's true.
So the reactor's 420 nanometer electromagnetic field should actually be visible as intense blue-violet light, even at 50% power.
And we don't get
I
that.
think
'Cause budget.
well the wavelength falls within the visible light spectrum, so
I guess
it
there
should
are no
be-
TERs.
Yeah.
Tingly.
Tingly.
Mm.
He's like, no, I like it.
He does, doesn't he? That was like so Rick, No, I like it. Like they would not have written that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
So I said Jambo earlier. Raj Luther went Jambo locked and loaded. Let's go. Candy Mitch said now they should have taken a crystal from the gate. Yeah, right
no
now.
kidding.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, Rick's badass moment is approaching.
I will say the badass moment from season 3 didn't really hit it for me because I thought that the sitting in the map looked just a little silly. This looks way cooler to me.
Yes, yeah. Well, even someone on Reddit called it the baddest of badass Jack moments, which I would agree.
Here we go, Teal'c.
He can
He's
feel
channeling
him.
his inner Braytag.
He's getting past all that tingling. Do you think that tingle was similar to like the Jafar tingle when they sent the symbiote? So he was like trying to like separate the two. Just be like,
Here we
that's
go.
the other one.
Okay, so
What is
according
this?
to Joe Malozzi, Jack's Rambo-style 360-degree machine gun scene was originally 3 times longer, and they trimmed it down. And the filming process of the scene was actually pretty intensive. So as David mentioned, they went through an impressive number of rounds. Apparently, it was 8,000 rounds of ammunition during multiple takes, and also the sweeping motions of the camera. So that's because the Steadicam operator had to carefully coordinate with RDA's firing patterns through the forest. And behind the scenes, the weapons coordinator, Rob Fournier, had the crew take shelter behind a protective knoll just in case that the gun
sure.
fired. Yeah.
Here we go.
So the Ashrak is actually played by Dan Payne, not that you can see his face.
Yeah, he is.
But this is his third Stargate appearance.
Yeah.
He previously played a free Jafar in The Warrior and one of Khonsu's Jafar in The Other Guys. And he becomes a bit of a franchise regular, appearing in 12 more SG-1 episodes, and
Yeah.
most
He's the big guy.
notably as
He
the
is.
Cull Warrior.
That's right.
And I think Dan himself called himself a utility player in the Stargate universe who got killed for a living.
That's fun. Do it.
And I think, David, you mentioned in one of your interviews with him that so like the more we see him, the kind of less we see of his face because
That's
of
true.
all the makeup and the costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like a
Unsung
human utility.
hero.
Yeah.
He really is.
He could be folded into anything. And he was always willing to play ball. The problem was he wouldn't often like speak up in his own defense. He was always like, yeah, I'm down for anything. And, a couple of times he got close to really hurting himself. So
Yeah.
Logwater said it was a Daewoo K3 light machine gun, caliber 5.56 times 45 millimeter, 200 round disintegrating chain.
thank you.
This particular version used a
Logwater.
magazine loader. Yeah, because Braytack's a bro. Oh, see, look, this is the
Yeah.
kind of bromance that I wanted to see, like, come out of this season and the next.
Come on,
Yep.
you're the bigger man, Braytac. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, if the Toker can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that Jafar and Toker have all been through a lot, but like it just, yeah, it really hurts.
Well, they go their own
Next
separate
episode's
ways
tough.
in season 7. Look at the
I
water
know, that's
on the
what's- that's
ground.
what
It's been
sucks.
raining. Yeah.
So, Peter Dalloway said that he was very proud of this episode, but he admits to the cringeworthy, somewhat heavy-handed final line about Unity. And even Joseph Malozzi winced at the episode's final line. He called it hokey.
Yeah, it is a bit much, isn't it?
I mean, I'll give it a pass.
I think coming from Braytac, it kind of works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one else can really say that. Tony Amendola and crush it, you know. Well, that's true for like now, but
Oh, and
not-
into
not
the
as time goes
dry
on.
ground, which was
Yeah.
once wet a
Yeah.
second ago.
Yeah.
Herbert
Well,
Duncanson, SG Guard.
that is an
episode.
It's
That's
always
why we're
funny when we
here.
get like that. As I was
That's
it is in fact an episode.
That is a
You know, I
truism.
I always find the credits really hard because I'm like, oh, we've got to finish the episode. We've got to get to the end, and I've got to like flap my gums until it's done. You know, get that going.
You are so funny.
But yeah, it's like just
Well,
it's all right.
I want to say, like there's nothing that brings people closer together than a bejeweled assassin's blade.
Ah, there you go.
It's gonna be your line for Monday for tomorrow.
That's allegiance,
recap.
everyone.
Woo.
Woo.
Unenthusiastic woo.
All right.
Well, off topic, but I'll show you guys my
Oh,
Willy
do the
Wonka
pin.
brooch.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ah.
Oh,
there we
that's
go.
so good.
Yeah,
It's
I
actually,
like that.
it looks so much like him. It's ridiculous.
It can't
Yeah.
be anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So I thought I'd wear that today, mainly because I just bought it, and then I was like, oh, Willy Wonka reference. So,
Yeah, there's
you
most
know, of
definitely
course.
one. That's really cool. So it's an entertaining hour of TV.
We were laughing at toilet jokes and things. I think
yeah.
we're having more fun with that than the
Well,
episode.
It's one of those where it's like, I'm glad that this is an episode that came out where it's really a divide and conquer kind of story, allegiance.
Yep.
We've got our allies, everyone's coming together, and the goal would have it sooner or later tried to sow distrust in our ranks. It's well done. I like the use of the Ashrak and the Zatar detector and bringing back old elements. Everything together works. It's a 3 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say I was gonna say 3 as well. I was going between a
Hmm.
2 and a 3, and I was like, I just don't think it's bad enough to be a 2. So
I'd watch
Really?
this over Shadowplay.
100%. I'd watch this over a lot of things. So
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. I think David's covered it, and we didn't have too much time today. So I'm gonna
Okay.
just settle on, yeah, it's a 3. It was pretty mid, below mid, because that would have been 3.5, aka 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking last night before I went to sleep what I would rate this, and I also agreed on a 3. So
We
coincidentally,
agree.
yeah, it's I do like
agrees.
the idea of the story. I do like finally seeing Jacob and Braytag together on the same screen. I think
Yeah,
that's
that was
really
good.
awesome. I like the idea of the episode. I think Peter DeLuise's direction was fantastic, but there was just something lacking there, and I'm not quite sure what it was.
Mhm.
Oh, I also loved that it kind of it was like a bit of a salute to Predator.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
kind of cool. That
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
I enjoyed all the
Um,
references that we were like also putting
yeah,
together.
but yeah, there was just something there that it kind of missed the mark, and I can't quite put my finger on it. So I think a 3 is probably suitable.
It's fine. It's a fine episode, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fine.
all that it really
Yeah.
is.
Fine.
Yep. I was
Yeah,
going to say
okay.
something else, and I can't think of it now, but it's gone. So it didn't. It
Well-
couldn't have mattered that much anyway. So because it flitted out of my head.
It's done left.
Yeah.
So we've got. I'm gonna going through this
Yeah, go
fast.
ahead.
If I miss any, then I'll mention them at the end of the next episode. But for now, while we've got this, because we've got to chug along.
I have a thing to go to.
Yeah, Raj Luthra, Allegiance episode rating 6 out of 7 chevrons. 6.
Okay.
Double what we did. I wish there were more episodes of the Jafar, Toker, and Tari together. I do agree with that. I do very much agree there. I just think they could be better. Jean Diada a 4, Anthony a 4, Nick Nart a 4, Shimmering Victoria a 6. I've always liked the ending speech, really. Plus the
Okay.
scenes that show how tall the cast is and how tiny Terrell is always made me smile.
Terrell.
Yeah. Do you think she needs a stool when she's like on the operating
She's
table? Or something?
she's often using an apple box
Apple box, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if she needs those.
or a
during
half
some of these
apple.
scenes.
Yeah.
Or they just lower it for
Yeah.
her. I love her though. She's just so sweet and small.
Me too.
Lockwatcher, this is a 4. This is a powerful episode that brings together both the Toker and Jafar. Rambo O'Neill was great to watch. Episode gained additional point due to Janet going off-world. Yeah, nice win.
true.
We don't want to say going off-world too often though. Heroes. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Stay on base, Terrell. Ian a 4. Candy Mitch a 5. Ian, I thought Braytac was good in this one. Shows how tough he is. Yeah, he's
The guest stars
he's a
are all great.
survivor. Yeah, they did all great. The writing was just a little nyeh, but Dan Ben said, honestly, I liked it and give it a 6.
Okay.
And Jed Ted 5 chevrons.
There we go,
So-
guys.
A lot of pretty good ratings.
Okay,
I feel like maybe
yeah.
we're just a bit mean, but that's just how we feel. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to that. What you've eaten, things like that. Your immediate temperament is shaped a lot, but at the same time, I think
We've
we've
seen
gotten
these a
ourselves
lot.
into this pattern of really analyzing these episodes from a specific
Yes.
point of view. And I think
Yeah.
we're real. I think if I may say so myself, I think we're relatively consistent. So
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever too nice or something, except Broken Divide. No, Broken Divide, Brief Candle, because I love it. And Broken Divide, actually, because I love that one too. So yeah, even though they don't necessarily deserve it.
all right, we've got
Next.
Pure next.
I am very excited about this one.
Pure.
This is one of the last
Yeah.
ever episodes I ever saw.
Really?
Stargate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the last ever ones. I'd seen all of
Last
Atlantis
one.
and Universe before I
Oh.
saw this.
Wow.
So-
Really?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow, that was really late
Crazy
in the
how late
game.
I was. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why. I'd seen most of season 6 except like this one, and I can't remember
It
why.
just-
I think it
you
was
just
something with
missed
the
it.
DVDs. Yeah, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't envy the way that you watched Stargate, because that would have just
All over the
it just
place.
kind of
I saw this one on
infuriates me.
Sky TV recorded before school because my bus was cancelled. So I was like, well, I got time for an episode. It was recorded. And I was very happy. So
There we go.
let's dive in.
Well, let's dive in. This is
All right.
Cure, and we're going to start in 5, 4, 3. My name is David. I am the host of Wormhole Extremists alongside Yvie
Hello.
and Nicole.
Hello, David.
What is tickling you?
You.
Oh, it's just like a
It took
slightly
you a
different
while.
version of your
You
normal
tried doing
intro.
120 of these
I
intros
know.
and coming up with something clever.
I know.
You really went through it there. It sounded like you were going through a whole wave of like thinking and emotions.
Thinking, yes. Emotions, no.
It was a
And
lot.
bad thinking at that.
Oh my God.
I
So,
love
you
these,
might...
like, kind of
Yeah.
starts up to this episode. Where
Me too.
You know, we see their perspective.
That's true. So, you might recognize Daryl Shuttleworth in this episode as Tagar. So he's actually
Yep.
returning to Stargate.
Yep.
He previously played Commander is it Rygar in the
Ugh.
season
Yep.
3 episode Newground.
Ugh.
And we've also
Yeah.
got Malcolm Stewart as the diplomatic Angaran leader,
No
Dolan.
hate to the actor, just
Um,
hate Newground.
Yeah, this is his only Stargate appearance. And I actually didn't realize he was in Jumanji.
Oh, I'm
He
not
played
surprised.
like Peter and Judy's father in Jumanji.
Ah, okay.
And
Wow.
he also worked with our very own Tom Macbeth back in '94 on the X-Files.
There you go.
Yay. God, they look so awkward. Howdy.
Yes, howdy, folks.
Yeah, Corin was hardly in the last episode. No, it's like, oh yeah, it's Corin.
He's really in this one. I like this one.
Corin, he
Yeah.
is. He's front and center.
He does the Daniel work. I love it.
Hey, airship.
So, well,
Yeah.
apparently that's Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio de Janeiro,
Oh, ooh, okay. Well, there we go.
according to my AI.
Bringing back these glasses from the other side.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How shall I drink out of this? Yeah. A little Japanese architecture going on here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering if it was the same set used for is
the-
it Maternal Instinct, whatever it's called.
Well, a lot of that, yeah, it's entirely possible that a lot of those elements were reused.
Yeah,
It's really interesting the way that they merge the cultures sometimes. It's like, because some planets are going to have a merging of these things.
yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
it's fascinating. Like, how it
yeah.
happened. It's really nice seeing him go from just like arrogant, I'm going to say it, dick, who spent the whole time being like, no, our religion says this, how dare you? No, 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 die. To, oh yes, we know what this gate does this time.
Right?
We believe you. It's interesting. I hate him a lot less this time around.
Only marginally. He's still pretty rigid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's got that jawline, you know.
He
He
really
does.
He
He's
really
gonna,
does.
he wears
yeah.
it proudly,
Very
He does.
stern.
along with his
Yeah.
heirs. So. Oh, here we go.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the reasons I love this episode is because Tritonin is another step in the Jafar being free.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
it's a
think
pretty
it's
big episode with
incredible.
massive implications. Same with the
Yeah.
previous one, really.
I feel like this episode doesn't get enough recognition. It's, to me, this is
Yeah.
one of the most important episodes of the show.
Yeah.
And I don't hear enough people talking about it, at least not in the space that I gravitate in. So I'm
Reminds
really
me of
excited.
NyQuil.
Yeah.
Purple.
Drink.
Oh, he's standing. You know, it's important.
Yep. Mm.
I loved the twist that was ground up.
I
gold.
Oh,
I did not
it's
see
a
it coming.
fantastic
Mhm.
twist.
I honestly, my jaw dropped, and then I had to go to school after. I was shook.
Yeah.
I spent the whole bus journey on the following bus shook to my core.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And they ease
So-
into the shot knowing he's about to say something very important.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So he definitely looks like he's holding something important back. So this episode gives us our first real introduction to Egeria, who's been part of the show's mythology since Anise first mentioned her in Crossroads.
Yeah.
And the Tritonin storyline becomes incredibly important in the series' future. Obviously, the Tok'ra is eventually refine it and it replaces the Jafar symbiote.
That's it.
So crucial.
Very.
And it's one of my favorite things. Like the Jafar, I feel like was stuck kind of in this. It was always like, oh yeah, they'll be free one day, we hope. And it's that, it's that in the distance thing you never think is going to happen. And even Teal'c is
Yeah.
like, I don't ever think it's going to happen. He doesn't say it, but like it's deep in him when you find out in Avatar. And so
Mhm,
this
mm.
episode is like continuing the hope. Great shot of the gate. I love it. I just love watching them all walk through together. It's always so nice. And I'm so happy to see Jonas again.
This grass is green. That's all I
It's
remember
very
thinking
green.
this the most. It's very green.
is
We're
very
in the
grim.
throes of summer now in Vancouver.
Yeah. We don't see grass like that my way.
So
It's
who is
always
We see
playing
her
Lana
again.
Volk? Yes, and she dies again.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. It's Alison Hossack.
Alison Hossack. I've invited her on, and she said no.
Oh,
So,
well,
yeah.
that's
She says
her,
too long ago. And it's
that's
our
her
loss.
prerogative. Fair
So, yeah.
enough. So this sort of foreshadows her later role in the Atlantis episode Poisoning the Well, where she again plays a scientist working with a dangerous medicine.
That kills her.
Yep.
It's funny how like she's like was typecast in Stargate to just play that role,
Right?
like nice scientist that dies, and she vibes with Jonas, and then in Atlantis she vibes with Carson.
That's
So
it.
you know,
Oh, yeah, true. Well, I kind of feel like she's kind of vibing with Tilk at the start,
Yeah, that's a fair point.
and then she kind of moves on to Jonas.
I would have loved for Teal to end up with like a book nerd like her.
Yeah.
I like Ishtar because she can kick ass as much as he can, but like I feel like maybe a more Daniel type.
If you look at one interpretation of Unending, there's a lot of people who think that he ended up with Carter.
Apparently
Yes,
they
I
did
have
it like
seen
that.
that.
They
Yeah.
intentionally like behaved like they were a couple, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
No, nor can I, but I
'Cause
can
all
see how people reach that.
Yeah, I mean, well, they said that that's how they filmed it, and they are holding hands in a lot of scenes toward the end. So I'm like, oh, but I just can't imagine Teal going the rest of his life watching Sam do her thing and hopefully be with Jack, and then
Yeah, that would have been difficult for sure.
Yeah, it created a weird connection. Mm-hmm. This is an episode I really like to listen to, so it's really hard to talk over it. It's so
Right?
interesting. Yeah.
So the writing here isn't just random symbols. Many of them are actually Tamil, which is a language used across several countries, including India and Sri Lanka.
Well, that's why we have like some of the Neti stuff as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Guys, these are intense.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're inviting a lot of trouble.
Oh.
That's not much exploring that's going to be done. It's going to be a lot of
Yeah, it's
shooting
gonna be a lot of
and
like
dying. So
yeah, pick a nice place, Brief Candle, Broken Divide, they're now nice.
Yes, the land of the light.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to respect your lives by not having you die.
Yeah,
It's theirs to
guys.
throw away
Exactly.
if they want.
It's
you know?
true.
I mean,
That's a very good
true,
point.
but there'd be like surely Jack would kind of feel a little bit responsible.
For sure.
Lockwatch said the set was built in the Norco facility at Burnaby.
Yep.
Ah.
Narco, the secret facility.
Raj Luthra said, "I was surprised and happy to see that writing in Stargate." He said it was Indian and Sri Lankan writing, right, Yvie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raj, I'm assuming that that's like your culture, your neck of the woods.
Entirely possible. So we have Chakran and Chakrel. Chakrel, we just met. He was Teal'c's friend in 601 and 602 who brought the cargo ship.
Yes.
And now we have
Yeah.
Chakran.
But it all connects nicely.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the pride on Tilk's face, like he's absolutely glowing. But I'm not just talking about the golden makeup. So I think it's kind of cool that like after all the rebel infighting we saw in Allegiance, it's sort of refreshing to see Tilk still beaming from this victory against Apophis. Like the Jafar Rebellion has like a long way to go, but it's sort of moments like this that remind us just how far they've come, like since those early episodes of the show.
Yeah. He's so smug and happy about it. He's just like, yeah, look what we're doing. We're accomplishing something. I don't like to think that Teal'c's like Avatar Teal'c all the time. Like that idea makes me sad when I think about it.
Also, Zeno is just like whispering something in a tunnel that has
Mhm.
literally perfect acoustics. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
maybe
maybe
get out of
this
the
one
tunnel
doesn't.
first. Raspberry just said it's great when other languages are added into Stargate, and I'm of Indian descent. Yes, is what they say.
One of the things that
Yeah, I
are
thought so because your name, but I didn't want to assume.
one of the things that are unconvincing for me in a lot of these situations is you've got people who are from another planet who are walking by you. Wouldn't you be watching them every moment, being in awe of them?
Yeah.
Instead, no, these other people, they're just going about their work, you know. Just ignore
Yeah.
the aliens walking past me here. I'd want to get a good look at them.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I also thought it was kind of curious that both Jack and Sam left to go back, assumably to the SGC. So I guess when you're dealing with like a mysterious miracle drug, you want your best scientist and your most skeptical colonel on the case. But I don't know, to have like two Air Force officers leaving at once, I don't know, kind of like
Mm.
appears a bit weird to me.
I still don't understand this scene. If she was willing to talk earlier, why is she not now? I forget what it was.
Yeah.
If they are alone.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
know
think
they
Yvie
sneak
knows.
into her
Watch that.
tent and find her information.
Yeah.
Maybe she's leading them there now.
Teal'c's like, well, that was fast.
Yeah. I think
Randall
so,
Wong
too.
said, if I was into Stargate earlier, I would have tried to spot the locations on the Vancouver visit. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm jealous that when I'm like just playing games with Jeff, he'll be like, yeah, staring at those woods right now. Like that kind of thing. Like he'll be like, oh, I just went past that the other day. And I'm just like, okay, Jeff, I'm very happy for you. Especially when we were playing Alan Wake, because he can literally see, the state of Washington across. So he's like, hey, look, there it
okay.
is. And I'm always like, oh, because I've always
Is he on Vancouver Island?
oh God, actually don't exactly know exactly where he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's a nice part of town.
He's in a pretty nice space. He's like near the beach somewhere, so.
Well, Vancouver Island would mean he would have to take a ferry to get to Vancouver.
Hold on. I don't remember right now. I know he has to take a ferry when he goes. No, I think he goes to Vancouver Island to visit.
Ah, okay,
I think he has to
very good.
constantly
Got it.
ferry over there.
Okay. Ooh, what'd you find, boy?
Oh, cheeky blueprints.
He can commit all of that to
Cheeky
memory.
blueprints. Yeah, he can.
Gecko Fed said, I'm late. I can only listen to the commentary, so I'll put up the rating in the comments later.
Right.
Feel free to put up your ratings as soon as you can of the last episode and this one. You know, take your time. All good. I'm sure Anthony will add it in later. You know, it's funny. I've realized over time that I don't. You should do that on purpose. Good. I like the episodes that just don't have a lot of like action in them. I
Yeah.
really prefer just the talking. I think also because of Stargate's budgetary issues in some of the action sequences, I can often tell when the budget is quite small.
For sure.
And
For sure.
while-
They're saving money on this one.
Yeah, this one, it's like I can't really. It doesn't feel like they're saving money because the story is just so captivating, and they're
Yeah.
not doing anything crazy with the sets. They're just in basic places, so you don't need to exceed a budget. So
Yeah. So I think we're back at the Crease Clinic, aka Riverview Hospital in Coquitlam.
yeah,
So it's the same hallways as Desperate Measures.
Reminds me of Altair, Harlan's planet.
Yes.
yeah, all the glowing colors.
Mm-hmm.
Come try it.
The industrial feel. Yeah.
Come try it. I love him so much. He's so annoying, but in a nice way.
Oh, absolutely.
See, this is so cool because it's so like nefarious. Like you see it and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
But what I love is that it's such a good twist. But you think that like that the twists are done. You're like, oh yeah, they've got that.
It's
They're
just a
making
pool of
drugs.
symbiotes, yeah.
Yeah. And they tell you why, and you're like, cool beans, right? The Tokra twist is so cool. I'm so excited.
This is a water treatment facility?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
I actually don't know.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Here we go.
We're the aliens from
Teal'c
another
and
planet.
Jonas.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Did you not see the big thing on my forehead? I'm clearly not
Yeah.
from around here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this
Ooh,
is
that
so
broke
cool.
really easy.
It did. They need to, honestly, health and safety, what are they doing?
Right, exactly.
Oh, Tilk, you're such a bro. Oh,
Symbiote time.
that's a good. It's a good
Yeah.
shot though.
It is.
Yeah. They
Oof.
pulled him down.
I was gonna say pull them
Yeah,
down. I
they
hope there was a
did.
lot of them pulling him
That
down,
would
but
be
they're
a
not really
lot,
like
yeah.
they're not really thinking too much
No,
because
they're
they don't got
not.
much going on in there.
It's all
so,
instinct.
yeah.
How did they pull him down? Did they use like teeth, or did they wrap around his arms and like pull him down?
I would think like a bunch of them swarmed him like a school.
Yeah,
But I just can't think that
maybe.
they like think enough to collaborate on that.
Yeah, all I know is that's the kind of pool party I don't want to attend.
That's right.
Lockwatcher said this is the Wavepool University of British Columbia.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Lockwatcher.
So, you'll hear, so Tilk draws his weapon, and you'll hear the Zat opening, but the weapon stays closed.
Classic goof. Goofgate. All right, guys, just
Nobody's
stand
home.
here. Yeah, let's move. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a shot of Did you say it was Rio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that now.
We were going to tell you, we promise.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if they didn't do it, then we wouldn't like have it. It's an absolute shame that the Tok'ra had to sacrifice another important thing to them,
Yep.
in order for the Jafar to benefit. It just really just reinforces the Jafar get a lot of love in this show, and the Tok'ra get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
And it's so unfair. And this is an episode where I feel that I can really see it.
Yeah, that's true.
What's hard to believe is that Egeria never produced another queen. I guess maybe she purposely didn't.
Yeah.
So, queens have to make queens, don't they?
I'd assume so.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I guess.
Because
Yeah.
where else would a queen come from?
I mean, because like not every Gould came from like Hathor. She's just
That's
the mumsy
correct. She's a mother for Ra's Jaffa.
spawn. Yeah.
Ra's spawn, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure that yeah, but like they make Jafar Gould, the go in the Jafar, and then eventually they'll become their own gods, and I'm sure they can queen it up too. So
Queen it up.
yeah. I don't know why. I had a really weird image in my head of just a bunch of like Gould queens like graduating into queenhood and like having a bachelorette party with like the sashes about like queen to be and then little crowns. And I'm just seeing a bunch of little Goulds like that. They don't got arms. I don't know how that would work. It would slip right off. But you know what I mean.
They have like Goa'uld coronations or something.
Yeah. That is a big
Here we
sack.
go. Yeah. It's a big queen.
Mm.
Yeah, holy mother of symbiotes.
Oh,
The stretch
jeez.
marks on that symbiote.
The stretch marks.
Well, pulling out this Gould isn't going to be much of an issue because it's not going to be like, yeah, let me
No
just
one's
take
home.
out the host on the way
Yeah.
out. Yeah, so
He's not
easy
going to release
peasy.
the poison. Ooh, information.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever heard those statistics before.
No.
Hmm. See, I like the way that they're like trying to figure it out. And it's like, no, if you find a way to speak to Egeria, you'll realize it's her. Mm.
This is not typical, folks.
Yeah. Only her Goa'uld
Yeah.
offspring.
It's because they just don't know what it's like on other planets. They don't realize how extensive the problem is and how easy they've had it. They happen to get a Tok'ra. Like, they're so lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The Tok'ra is not.
Yeah. I think
They
this is the
literally
most
hit the
dialogue Teal'c
jackpot.
has had in a while.
I love
Yeah.
it. Let's go, Teal'c. Give us them facts. Oh, here we go.
I love how the Topra don't care that they're using the queen this way until they realize that it's their queen. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Like, if it was a ghoul, they're like, oh yeah, punish it. We don't care. Yeah, good, you know?
Look at O'Neill roll his eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
still
the
fresh.
trauma. The
Yeah.
trauma.
Jed, Ted, don't you need a male to get eggs? Quote from Commander Shepard in Mass Effect 1. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they can just, like, you know, quote unquote bang themselves.
Symbiotes
They don't need no man.
The symbiotes are asexual.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Jack literally has that same question.
I find that very interesting. Like the way that some, because there are some like animals, aren't there? Like that do just produce things like that. Right? I just can't name them right now, but I know there are. And I always find it cool that sci-fi gets like alien species that procreate in that way, and where like they're either they don't have a specific gender, or they like in Mass Effect they have one where they're all basically women, or what we consider women, and then they just procreate themselves, and I think that's really cool.
Girl, don't play games, you know? If you want to tell me something, tell me. You're
you
right standing right there.
Do it.
You know? Ooh. Revoked.
Oh, yeah. No.
I think we continued our relationship with Pangar, if I'm not mistaken.
Raspberry said, I always wonder why we do not see more Gould symbiotes fly. Like it was shown in the episode first ones. Did they lose the ability to fly? What is in when they yeet up? Because they don't like fly. They just like
they
like propel.
The primordial ones do have wings. Yeah.
Yeah,
they do have wings.
Yeah.
They probably do.
The modern Goulds, they're much shorter.
But like they don't like they fly a bit, right? But aren't they like chickens where they can't like properly fly?
Like
they
just do
like
fish.
a little bit.
You know, they fly a little bit. So they can get airborne.
So on the casting front, we're treated to another fantastic Star Trek crossover with Gwyneth Walsh.
I've had her on.
Known you have as to Trek fans as Bator, playing the dual role of Kelmar and Ageria. So interestingly, Gwyneth and Terrell Rothery later appear together in Virgin River, and they both become regular cast members. And Andy Makita, who directed this episode, and also Martin Wood also go on to direct many of the Virgin River episodes.
I'm not gonna lie, Yvie, I do want Virgin River to be like your personality on here. Like, please bring it up as much as you can because it's really entertaining.
Well, there's another season coming up.
I'm so excited.
And sort of a fun fact from Gwyneth's Dial the Gate interview, when she rewatched this episode last year in preparation for the interview, she momentarily forgot that they'd synthesized her voice. So she actually caught herself wondering, why do I sound like that? And then remembered the voice effects. It's very cute.
A man friend.
Also, like, they say that she's very old, but like, how can they tell that by looking at her? Is it like those ridges on her neck or whatever you'd call it are like tree rings?
I was gonna say like tree rings.
Something, I'm sure. When you look at dogs and you see their white beards and white fur around their eyes. And their muzzles,
Abby's gone white around her eyes.
Yeah, that they're older, so they're familiar with the anatomy of their true form, and I'm sure they see something like tree rings.
I just want to say that so Dan Ben said that they used to kind of glide more than fly. They kind of yeet out and glide from the water.
Yes.
You use yeet way too often. I'm just saying.
Sorry. I like the way that they I would like to see the evolution of that, like a kind of middle Gould between them. And also Randall Wong said they fly now, like the stupid Star Wars quote from the last film.
Oh jeez.
They fly now. I hate it so much.
Oh my god.
Because they flew back in the Clone Wars, all right? Be quiet. Silly Star Wars. Not you, Randall. Star Wars.
So this is so Don Davis has a rare non-speaking appearance in this episode.
He doesn't talk.
No, he doesn't. But I think even without words, you can definitely see through his body language that he's concerned.
He's doing a lot of work with that chair, like some good chair.
the only episode where he appears, but he doesn't say anything.
Stern. Yeah, no, he doesn't say a word.
Wow.
Also wanted to mention Morjana Kaufman's Gate World review. She really like highlighted Jack's character development. So despite his like previous negative experiences with both the Tok'ra and the Goa'uld, Jack shows kind of like remarkable empathy towards who we find out is Egeria. So kind of it shows his like fundamental nature as a protector.
Well, it's
And
their
this
mum,
also
isn't it?
helps
So, yeah.
rebuild the somewhat damaged alliance, obviously, between Earth and the Tok'ra.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that, to be honest, or I really haven't picked up on it before. So that's yeah. Thank you for that. That's really good.
Pleasure.
Because I've been having such bitter sadness about Jack, but that's the thing. He's a balanced character. He's got other stuff going on.
Yeah. I also appreciate this like shot composition. So Dolan's like elevated, kind of it looks like he's standing on like a platform. And I think it sort of shows just how the Pangarans have like elevated the Tritonin as their like salvation. Now that pedestal's sort of about to crumble and they need, SG-1's help to avoid a fall.
I find it interesting that they're called like, I don't know why, like because they're Pangera, right? But it makes me think of like Pangea and stuff, and it's just like
there's I think that there's a connection there.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting, like some because obviously the word got made up somewhere.
I'm sorry, I'm so silent. I'm just reading all of the exposition.
Enjoying.
yeah, I have to read.
Am I.
So
there's a lot
I wanted to clear
episode.
up.
Yeah,
it really is. I wanted to clear up something that fans often debate about this episode. So some viewers see it as a goof when Dolan identifies Egeria as female, but here's why that actually makes sense. Because like Goa'uld queens are a special case. Like they're biologically female, similar to queen bees in a hive. So the Pangarans would have known this from the writing on the canopic jar, which specifically identified her as a queen, making her different from regular Goa'uld symbiotes.
Yeah. That's such a good comparison. Sorry. Yeah. It's like when Daniel says, "Oh, you're like the queen bee." It's a line that Michael Shanks apparently didn't like.
You create the Goa'ulds.
But it's that.
It's a bit cheesy.
It is. But it gets the point across.
It does.
And you need another queen.
I feel like this episode's lasting a really long time in a really good way.
Like, I think just a lot. They pack a lot into this.
I'm enjoying
40 odd minutes.
Some episodes feel long because I'm having no fun, but this episode feels long because I'm having fun, and it's very rare that I feel that way. It's like I haven't seen it in so long that it's like, oh yeah, all this new information that I already know. It's fresh again. Almost.
Oh, Jonas.
Almost, darling.
A little bit of a tryst going on here.
Yeah.
Just like the Hoffen drug.
Right? Yeah, very much so.
Exactly.
They're very similar characters.
And it's just funny because she basically she dies in this episode, and it's to do with the Tritonin, right? And she dies from the Hoffen drug next time. Like, honestly, stay away from your drugs, lady. No, oh my God, yeah, like she's feeling real, like, bummed out about this. Now, this is great, like the Jafar are about to be free. She has no idea all these cool repercussions we're about to get.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, then what the hell is this?
Ra lived here for a little while.
Yeah. He's just dead dropping. You see that smile?
I love the smile.
He's just name dropping all these dead ghouls, being like, "Yeah, they're dead too. Don't worry about it. Look what we did." It's nice to see him proud of his work.
Yeah.
Oh, the funnel! I never noticed the funnel before. That's cool.
The funnel's cool.
Fun. A funnel.
God.
Yvie level joke.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well
Thought
done.
about it on the fly. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
It's you. You're like your funny, sometimes bad jokes.
Always bad.
But they are going to get to work on it, and by the end of the
Oh, my
season, we're
doorbell's
going to
going
have
off.
something.
Yeah.
I think someone ordered takeaway in my house because the doorbells went off and now my dog's going mental. Who's ordering food without me?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, guys, I actually got chills. I
Oh
enjoyed
yeah,
this
this
episode
was
so
a great
much.
twist. I never saw it coming.
It is a very good twist.
Stargate doesn't always manage to catch you off guard because a lot of episodes are very just like typical, you know, like sci-fis
Yeah.
tend to have the same kinds of episodes over and over. And this is one that's like, oh yeah, you know, twists that you expect, twists that you don't. This one kind of like it pulls the Toker out of nowhere for me.
It does.
Like it doesn't at any point like tell you or even hint at it.
So Joseph Malozzi shared an interesting frustration about this episode on his blog. He mentioned how it drove him crazy that Jonas only discovers this crucial text about Egeria near the end of the episode. As he put it, if you couldn't just started with that particular section instead of saving it to later, things would have gone like a whole lot easier. And Morjana pointed out like one criticism of her own, that having Jonas rather than Tilk translate the crucial temple text feels like an odd choice, given their respective backgrounds.
It's a fair point, but at least he gets the big reveal at the end of the scene.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he was
He's
missing from
dangling
the
him up.
last episode, so I think it's good.
But also, they were taking like sections at a time. So what if Teal'c had one section and Jonas had the other? And Jonas has such an affinity for like learning that he was able to. Teal'c trusted him to kind of pick up on other bits. Also, it's like learning on the job. Sometimes you've got to give some of the hard jobs to the new guy so he learns.
This may motivate them to figure this out for the Pengarans, or it may motivate them to want to kill the Pengarans.
Yeah.
And can you blame them for feeling that way if they did?
Logwatch said they did consider making this a two-parter because so much info. Interesting.
They did?
There's a lot.
Yeah, apparently.
Really?
So, Yvie, carry on.
I was going to say, like, according to Anise, Egeria started the Tok'ra resistance movement like 2,000 years ago. And the story goes that she turned against the Goa'uld and traveled to Earth, determined to stop them from enslaving humans. And she even became an advisor to Pompilius, a Roman leader. And while the official records state that Ra killed her, there were doubts about that. And as we saw from this episode, those doubts were well-founded.
She worked with the Emperor Pompilius?
Yeah,
Wow.
apparently.
Interesting. Well, if you plug her into a human, you may get her to tell you what's going on.
Plug her in.
Plug her in, plug her in.
Oh, Jack. Let even Sam's like, shut up, Jack. Stop talking like that.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is like their mum. This is like...
It is their
You
mother.
know,
It is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It may be like 2,000 years back, but it's their mum, and they're you know, she's the reason for their entire existence. Of course, you're going to be. It's almost like meeting like your god, you know, and finding out that somehow they got taken out and that they're dying. It's a traumatic experience. I would be like horrified, you know. This is their leader, the person they look up to the most.
Jed Ted
The
asks,
whole reason for their existence.
Exactly.
Jed Ted asks, who's the Goa'uld in Origins? She was secretly fighting Ra. It's Isis.
Right.
But in that film, they called her Auset because of, you know, the terror connection. Now,
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I agree.
Yeah.
I know it's their way of life, but, you know.
But it's going to kill them all.
Yeah.
They're just going to drop dead.
Like, to be fair, they didn't know, so this is all it's all very complex, but it's really interesting to see this kind of because
Mhm.
no one's really at fault here.
Yeah, they're a dying race. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh, I love this. This is actually like
Great
this
piece of
makes you so
music.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
borrowed from um, Redemption 1, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's tracked, as they call it.
Like, look how like,
Yeah.
you know, she's about to
It's kind
reconnect
of
with her mum.
beautiful.
Yeah.
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 So
She's giving her life to her mum.
as Gwyneth pointed out in her interview, this episode's themes about medical ethics and testing on unwilling subjects are still like just as relevant today as when the episode originally aired.
Yeah.
And I think that's what sort of great sci-fi
Mhm.
does. It lets us explore these complex social issues
Well,
through
that's
the
it.
safety of storytelling.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's an empty sack.
Yeah, I still don't get the whole size thing.
Big sack.
I just figured it was
still
lensing from the
throws me.
glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. So, there's a bit of a sort of fascinating, there's a bit of fascinating linguistic wordplay. So Kalmar's name has layers of meaning in both Goa'uld and Tok'ra. So
Mhm.
it means Kalmar, meaning child, but also echoes Kalmar, meaning sanctuary.
Yep.
So it's pretty fitting for a Tok'ra who sacrifices herself to protect her queen. She's
Hmm.
both a child of Egeria
And a
and offers
sanctuary.
her sanctuary.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool. I love that. Yeah.
You'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
He's
Oh, he's really on
got
one, isn't he?
reason. You know,
Yeah,
like
he get it,
recent
but Jesus
reason.
Christ.
Yeah. Oh boy.
This is so cool. I'm
Ooh,
not
she
gonna lie.
showed
This is
some
one of my
mouth to
knowledge.
talk out of now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite moments from the whole show.
This is
I'm
true.
not gonna lie. This is so cool.
Imagine giving this performance supine.
I know.
Mm.
Can I not stand up and do this?
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
Or
speech.
put a good pillow under her, make it easier. Lean her up a bit. Oh, a little handhold.
Yeah. Oh, mama.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a very powerful.
I've got like a single tear coming out of one
performance.
eye. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Not many episodes do this. Turns out it's kids and sometimes dead Tok'ra.
Yeah, Jack wasn't budging.
It was also the damn music that really didn't help my
Mm.
emotions.
What do you mean, sister?
Hmm. Doc just said that we need Janet and her flashlight. It'll fix
Solves
it.
all problems.
That's funny.
Ah, Nicodria. The wacky Naquita.
Oh, nice, relatable
That
story.
wacky Naquita.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll be okay.
Well, she
I wish
won't
we'd
be.
seen no. I wish we'd seen more of this planet and like more of the progression towards Tritonin. Because don't we kind of make a bit of a jump? It's kind of like, oh hey, we've kind of like figured this out. And the way they finally use it to free the Jafar of that, I'm not gonna lie, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
By the way, another thing that's crazy. When I saw in Tritonin for the first time, it wasn't until way later where Teal'c was just using it casually, and I was like, "What's that? I have no idea what that is." So when I watched this episode,
I couldn't have watched it like that.
When I found the origin in this episode, I blew my mind. It was crazy.
So, Gwyneth spoke about how she approached playing Egeria. She wanted to bring like a sense of both royalty and benevolence to the character. And what's really powerful is how Egeria responds to her captors. Like, instead of seeking revenge after decades of torture, she chooses to help them.
Decades.
And she reinforces everything we've learned about the Tok'ra by showing mercy and offering a second chance. And I think it's a pretty powerful message about forgiveness and like rising above vengeance.
Yep. Well, it's exactly what she is behaving exactly as we expect her to be.
Yeah.
They didn't know. There was.
How would they?
She wasn't able to talk. Yeah.
I want them to erect some like big memorial for her on this planet.
What an ending.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps.
This just reinforces why the Tok'ra are so awesome, and it's almost like they've kind of lost their way a bit in their need for survival.
Yeah.
And it's like, they've been doing this 2,000 years and not much progress has been made. It's tough. And then eventually Teal'c's gonna get it, and the Jafar are gonna be more free.
Yeah.
One more step to freedom.
That's it.
So there's a small production detail in the final shot just to keep an eye out.
The DHD?
So when Carter's dialing the Stargate, you might notice that the glyph don't light up.
Oh no?
Yeah.
At all?
So no. So
Yep. You're right.
So there might have been some DHD issues on the Pangar side, but it's probably just an oversight in
I would
post-production.
assume it was just more direct sunlight, but yeah.
Yeah. So one fan on Reddit, I think, really nailed why this episode works so well. They love how it blends mystery, politics, science, and archaeology into like a perfect cocktail. And what really caught their attention was the deeper dive into the Toka origins.
Yep.
So it challenges our assumption that all symbiotes are basically Goa'uld with different attitudes, showing that there's actually a fundamental difference, like right from birth. And as they point out, this revelation has some like major consequences in future storylines.
Oh, for sure. It's a good episode overall. It's a lot of exposition.
Oh, I love
really
it. Eat it up.
But it all pays off at the end with Egeria. So it works. That's Cure. Thanks for joining us. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Good news, everyone. All right.
I had a good time.
I was gonna ask just quickly, do you think Egeria's death was hastened by her captivity or was it natural?
I think they killed her.
Combination,
they experimented on her and wore her down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like it's a lot of, I think about it like a dog, right? A lot of dogs get forced to breed a lot in order to produce more pups for like either like racing or other stuff. And it's exhausting, it's a lot, and it's emotionally just a lot. My friend's dog was abused and forced to breed a lot, and it was like, it's really bad. And as a result, she's come out with a lot of medical issues. And I don't know, like, I think she's got a long life ahead of her still, but I'm sure it's been lessened.
How many litters has she had?
I don't know, but it's so bad that she had like really bad sagging breasts.
Oh, yeah.
And so like
your body wears out.
Perma sag, and it should just bounce back normally. So
yeah,
that's
true.
Poor pup.
Well, guys, I enjoy the show. I think that the exposition is good in terms of moving the plot forward. If the show never touched on any of these elements again, this episode would not be as significant as it is. It is a 4 for me. Just in terms of execution and everything else. The Egeria stuff really levels it up as far as I'm concerned. And the idea of a cure, we're finally moving in the direction of ridding the Jaffa of the gold. So that's these are all pluses. The guest cast was great, but it's still a slower kind of episode. So I'm going to stick with a 4.
Yvie?
This is a tough one. This is where I would like to give like a half chevron, but then
Those
David
damn
starts
half
twitching.
chevies.
So, I think I think I'll actually give it a. Oh God, I'm feeling like almost like I don't want to sound like I'm copying David, but 5 sounds like it's a bit too high.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm thinking a 4 as well.
Okay.
I do like how it has such serious implications for the series like later on down the track. But we can't really see that at this stage. But
That's right.
I love where it leads, and it's like pulling at a very gradual thread, and it turns into this beautiful thing. And yeah, like the previous episode kind of made us think that the Jafar rebellion isn't really moving very fast, but then you think, why isn't it moving very fast? And the fact that they are still reliant on these symbiotes is like a big reason why. And this kind of frees them from that. So it's exciting, and you just, you don't really see where it's leading just yet. But
I wonder how long they were like planning that to make the Jafar.
It points
freedom.
to very exciting stuff ahead. So
if you include the episode with the episodes that followed it in terms of this being the starting point, I would probably rate it for a 5. But on the episode's merits by themselves, I'm rating them for a 4.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that too. Like you said, it is a very slow episode, and a lot. I don't know. It's a slow episode, but also a lot happens.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
There's a lot of. There's a lot of stories.
There's a lot of talking. There's no action, which is probably why it feels slower. But
there's a dump in the pool.
There is a bit of swimming.
Locals like.
Right? Jeez.
But yeah, no, it is an episode I do enjoy.
There you go.
So
Nicole.
you gave it what, 4? You gave it 4, Yvie? Okay, cool.
Yeah, 4.
I'm gonna go absolutely crazy here and go 7 for me. It's one of my favorite episodes of all time. It might be because of the crazy way that I watched it, that it always has a special place in my heart, because I was like, you should have seen me. I had to go I had my backpack. I was like ready to go to school. I was like, as soon as it ends, I got to run. And I was sitting there like, I was like falling out of my chair, like losing my mind, being like, this is how it happened. It was the Tok'ra. What? I was like, oh my God.
How did you have time for it suddenly? Did you miss a bus or something? What did you say happened?
I think something happened with a bus, and so I missed it, or like it wasn't coming, or it was going later for some reason, and so I was like, cool, I got another hour, so I'm good to go.
And
so
you watched the last Stargate episode. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, it's on Sky, I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was desperate to get more Stargate. I was like,
this is the last episode that you saw.
I think it was the last one, if not one of the, but like that's why it's so prominent in my head.
Well, that makes a lot of sense then that you would rate it a 7.
Yeah, I watched season 2 and 3 last mostly, but I remember Cure being one that I just missed somehow. So yeah. But I give it a 7 because for me, so even when I was a kid, when I was watching it, and by kid I was like, I think I was 13 or 14. The music for the episode, especially when Nigeria is dying, really hits me. The speech that she gives, and especially after like. I know I hadn't watched it in order, but I knew how the Tok'ra plotline was going. I already knew how the fallout was and how tragic all that, the relationships are. And so I was just like, it really hit me even harder knowing that the Tok'ra have been treated so unjustly. I know they're assholes sometimes, I know, but they have such a good reason, and it just more love and nurturing of the relationship could have really gone a long way. And like, I don't know why, it just hits me in such a good way.
For sure.
I love the way that the story is. I don't mind that it's slow. For me, it doesn't feel slow because I'm just, even though I've watched it so many times, I'm like, the information is just so juicy. And I just, I just like it. Yeah, and I like Teal'c being all like, we killed another, it's nice.
It's what we do. We're good at what we do.
Yeah, something about it, and just the magic of Tritonin, and the fact that this is eventually actually like a payoff. You know,
Yeah.
this is an example of an episode my friend always says to me is like, you keep telling me episodes are really good, but they're actually really good because they're setting up for something really cool in the future I haven't seen yet. They're not good on their own merit. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but sadly I'm tainted by the other episodes, and I know how good they are. So and I know the whole Stargate journey, so I'm kind of having to put it into perspective of that, and I can't really judge it on its own fully because I've seen it all.
That's I can understand that. So.
Yeah, so I just love it. It just really hits me in a spot, and it makes me. This is the episode that makes me go, damn, the Tok'ra deserve more love and respect. So Team Tok'ra.
What have we got?
When I was a kid, I was quite rude about it. So, Raj Luthra, Cure, episode rating 6 out of 7 chevrons. I wish the interaction and collaboration with the Tok'ra lasted longer in the series. Me too, Raj Luthra, me too. Lockwatcher, I'll be quick. This is a 6. This is a big episode as it launches many future stories. David, don't be late for your event. Anthony.
He's still got a few minutes.
I've got some time.
Yeah, we said like 10 on the dot of my time. So, you know, we're going to be done a bit earlier. Anthony, this one is a 5 for me. Shimmer Victoria, 5. Love the Queen. Me too. Jed Ted said Nicole's viewing timeline with Stargate is like River Song in Doctor Who. The first time you see the character, she's from the Doctor's future. I agree. That's exactly it. It's insane.
I'm rewatching her episodes at the moment, so that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Don't they experience each other backwards?
Not completely backwards. It's all over.
Yeah, she's experienced
randomly.
the future stuff, and they meet in the past, and
Okay.
Yeah. It's not even a middle. It's a weird crossover.
Doesn't he meet her when she dies?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
I don't actually know. I haven't seen all Doctor Who, but I know aspects of it.
I thought his first meeting with her, she dies, and then he sees her at the end of her experiences.
She is breaking out of prison, or she's about to get like a pardon from prison.
It's his wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Yeah. So many
you don't find that out
partners.
till later.
Oh, okay.
Raj Luthra, I completely agree, Yvie. Those are the reasons why I like this episode. Jean Diada, it's a 6 for me, and I agree it doesn't get talked about as much as it really should. Yes. Ian, I gave this a 4 as well. It's good and important to the story, but not much happens. Nick Nah, 6. Candy Mitch, a 7. Yay.
Well, there you go.
Look at us. And then we've got Lockwatcher's already saying, thanks, David and Yvie. You make rewatching Stargate fun. And then, David, are you still here? Go on, get to your event from Lockwatcher.
Oh, jeez. No, it's okay. I've got some time.
Jed Ted says 6 chevrons. Ian said, I always learn new stuff watching these. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Ian. You know, it's nice.
Thanks,
I learn stuff from the chat as well. And you guys also make me think about things I didn't even think about. So, you know,
that's part of the reason that we do this. So that we can go and say, oh, I didn't think of it that way before. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Dan Ben says 4 out of 7, probably because of the slower pace and less action. And Rosalie said, in response to Ian, as do we, it is fun. And Jed says River does die in her first episode.
Sorry, Jed.
That's what I thought.
I
because
forgot,
it's in reverse.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I thought
saying
it was perfectly in reverse, but I guess not.
I would just thought because Yvie watched it. I agree with her.
Okay.
It does a bit. So Dampen says the first time the Doctor meets River Song is in the library, and she dies at the end of the episode, and then he meets her again when he's the 11th Doctor.
Yes, so I've started watching at the 11th.
Ian said I only just started watching Doctor Who. I'm on those episodes now, and Dampen said it's the 10th one. So
Gotcha.
Going back to away from Doctor Who there, but it was a very good point, and I really enjoyed that. What's fun is we've don't have anything below a 4 here, really. So like that's indicating that it's a pretty good episode. It's above average. Everyone's enjoying it. And it's cool to see a spectrum of like 4s, 5s, 6s, and some only 2 7s. But like it's cool to see that there's kind of like everyone thinks this is a good episode.
Yes.
Even if it is one of the like slower, ones and weak in that way. So Lockwatch says thanks to the mods for the great chat work. Yeah, always.
Absolutely.
And Roger said next week's rewatch is Prometheus and Unnatural Selection.
Yeah, it's the mid-season
Those are going to be
two-parter.
some fun. I'm actually very excited for that. I found the fact that it was
Prometheus.
two-part crazy. I remember I finished Prometheus and I was like, because I watched them, I did watch them next to each other. I remember going, wait, what? This isn't over? What's happening?
That's right. It has one of the better cliffhangers, in my opinion, of SG-1. But we'll get to that. With Joel's music, it's like, oh crap, stuff is going to go down. And to be honest, I wasn't all that. I was kind of disappointed in a Natural Selection in terms of its volume of action. It was a slower, quieter episode. But we'll get to all that next week.
I know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Boy Fev.
You know, once again, we've had like episodes where like the first one's been stinky and then the second one's been good. So, oh, David's got someone in there, so I'm just going to carry on talking over it so that, you know, fill this thing while he's having a private conversation.
I'm on air. Thanks so much.
He's on it.
Sorry, guys. My mother who's visiting, and she has this tendency. You're going to go on. We're on air. We're live.
I'm just saying hi.
Hello, Mrs. Reed.
Hello.
She has this tendency to drop in on my show now when she's in town.
Sweet thing.
Yeah.
But it adds such warmth to your character, David.
Extremist, and then it's
No,
like
I don't want
guest.
work to my character. I want to be hard-edged
Special
and
guest.
very manly.
Yeah, dial the gate. You've got a level of professionalism that you maintain a lot of the time, especially when you're doing certain.
You're staying over here. I can let it all hang out.
You kind of do a bit.
Right.
You sometimes you let it go a little bit, and it's nice.
Oh,
you know.
people are saying hello to her in the chat.
Oh, jeez. All right,
Look at
guys. We're gonna
that.
get rolling.
What a nice way to end it.
Appreciate
There
y'all.
we go.
But yeah, we're gonna. We will be here next Sunday.
Yeah,
So join
yes,
us
we
then.
will.
Rolling in.
Dial the Gates on
Yes.
hiatus until March, but we are not. So
just Wormhole Extremists for a while.
That's
we were.
right.
David's going to be less stressed, more time. So.
I'm not really stressed, just busy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
You'll be
busy makes
less
me
busy.
stressed. So.
Oh, well, you're not doing it right. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Talk to you
Hey,
soon.